Hello. So I just wanted to get on and make a quick video. I didn't want to go live because I knew people would come on and I'd start chatting with you and I'd get off subject, and I wanted to really make a point of a few things. Many of you probably might have seen I changed my profile picture to the Product Red sign, which is a great organization that helps many, especially women and children who are affected and infected with AIDS. And many of you, I realized in this, I used to have a different Facebook profile back in the day, and then I made a secondary one, and the secondary one became my only one. Many of you don't know my story, and many of you don't know where I came from. And it dawned on me yesterday when it was World AIDS Day, which many of you probably also didn't know that it was World AIDS Day on December 1st. I did remember, and it made me think that I should put something out there. But then I was like, I just got distracted. And then I realized I was celebrating my daughter and my stepdaughter's birthday, who are both turned 6. And it made me think even more how important it is that I needed to get on and do something, because I was only a year older when my mother, who was a white middle-class woman, which that's a very, back then, in 1992, people that quote-unquote got AIDS had a very huge stigma towards them. So she was kind of the outlier of the group because she had she got a bad blood transfusion. She had a bleeding disorder, a genetic bleeding disorder, which I was very lucky I didn't have, don't worry. And she got bad blood products in the 80s and developed, or I should say, contracted HIV, which became AIDS and eventually took her life at 35, 2 days before my 13th birthday. With that, I just wanted to get on because here I am at 33 years old, and now AIDS has a very different, the whole AIDS movement has very much changed over the last 20 plus years. It doesn't have that stigma anymore, but it also isn't something that's being talked about. The one good thing about the stigma of people who get AIDS, which I'd never believed in that, by the way. It's BS. We're not even, that's a whole nother video, but excuse me, I'm getting over a cold. The whole thing was, it at least got talked about, and it doesn't get talked about. And I'm like, here I am. I have all these followers. I have people who do care about my journey. And I think it's so important to remember why we're doing what we're doing. And sometimes we forget. And so I just wanted to share a couple facts, and maybe it'll put something into your brain. And I know so many are out there suffering today, and so many live bad lives. But just think about this. AIDS is the leading cause still today, 20 plus years after my mother died. It's been 20 years. She's been going over 20 years. It is still the leading cause of death among young women worldwide. Okay? Yet it's treatable. I got this off of the Red website. I did not, these are true facts. Every 2 minutes, a teenager is infected with AIDS, with HIV. Yet it's preventable. Okay? Every 2 minutes. Today, it's Sunday, December 2nd. 400 babies will be born with HIV. And tomorrow will be the same. And the next. 400 innocent children every single day in our world are being born with this disease that is now treatable and preventable. 20 years later. Okay, cancer, we still don't have all the treatments for it. I'm not going to get into all that and what is better and what is not. But there's still some that aren't. AIDS is completely preventable. We can't prevent things like cancer. And yes, there's things we can do. We know that, factors. Again, not getting into that. But it's a preventable disease. Yet it is the leading cause of young women today, still in our world. And I didn't know that. I knew it was still there, but it could be, and this could be, truly, in my lifetime still, we could see this disease disappear. So I just felt like I owed it to my mom, even though I owe her nothing. That's a whole nother story. But I owed it to women, and owed it to myself and to my daughters to put it out there that AIDS is still here. And I hope to God one day Madeline or Maeve or Maddie or never have to, it will be a thing of the past. Wouldn't that be amazing to have children not know about this disease? Because if you are my age or older, you remember. And if you're a lot younger than me, you probably barely know what I'm talking about because you didn't live during that era. But I'm here to tell you, and here to remind myself that this is still going on. And I wouldn't be who I am if it wasn't for this disease. So I feel it is important to tell you that it is World AIDS Day yesterday, and that we need to continue to talk about this. And that was it. Thanks for watching. I'm planning to start my YouTube all over again. This was not the video I planned to do it with, but I plan to continue on my journey and bettering myself in life and kind of what has happened in this past year, do a recap and all of that. And I just really appreciate all of you. Thanks.